You're listening to A Radio.
Thank you for joining us. You're listening to A Radio, and this is the Morning Moment. We are on Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 11:45 Eastern. Follow us on Spreaker.com and click on the like button. You can find us on most social media platforms such as iTunes, Spotify and iHeartRadio. Go to our website, aradio.wordpress.com, for details, where you'll find more content and details on our podcasts and more. I want you to listen to this piece, which was hard to find. It's from Sunday Morning Futures with Maria Bartiromo, this past Sunday to be precise. She interviewed Peter Navaro, who is the guy that procures all the stuff for the United States throughout the world and everywhere else. In the interview, he made a comment that you just don't hear on the mainstream media. He said it in passing, but it should shock you. Here's part of that clip.
Peter Navaro. Peter, it's good to see you this morning. Thanks very much for joining us. We're going to get back to the breaking news on General Flynn in a moment, but we want to cover China as well with you. Give us a status check in terms of where we are today and what we know about the coronavirus and its origins.
Well, you might get called up to testify, Maria, because you've done the best job, really, in the media of chronicling this. We know that patient zero in China was about mid-November. It was in Wuhan. We know that ground zero had the P4 weapons lab where the virus likely came from for the next 2 months. We know that China hid the virus from the world behind the shield of the World Health Organization. And as they did that, they sent gleaming passenger jets from China, not into the rest of China from Wuhan, but to places like New York and Milan, seeding the world with what would become a pandemic. As they did that, we also know, Maria, from their own customs data, that they vacuumed up virtually all of the world's personal protective equipment, including over 2 billion masks. And we also know that today what China is doing, sitting on that stockpile of what we call PPE, is they're selling it at profiteering prices to some, and to other countries, they're actually putting pressure on those countries to deny the virus came from China or to talk about Taiwan or do other things. So that's in it in a nutshell. And what that means for us here is this morning, Americans won't go to church because of the China virus. Sons and daughters of America won't be taking their mothers to brunch. Tomorrow, 33 million Americans won't be going to work, and millions of children in America will be home climbing the walls instead of learning reading, writing, and arithmetic. So that's the China problem that we face. President Trump built the most powerful and beautiful economy in the world in 3 years. Yep. The Chinese Communist Party took it down in 60 days now.
So you just heard part of the interview, but did you catch the most important part? I think it was of that interview. Let me play it for you again.
Of the World Health Organization. And as they did that, they sent gleaming passenger jets from China, not into the rest of China from Wuhan, but to places like New York and Milan, seeding the world with what would become a pandemic. As they did that, we also know, Maria, from their own customs data, that they vacuumed up virtually all of the world's personal protective equipment, including over 2 billion masks.
So there you heard it. The Chinese Communist Party banned flights to the rest of China, but allowed planes, its planes, as well as international planes, to leave China, heading basically for all parts of the world. They knew what they were doing. It's not an accident. They knew. And as they say, the rest is history. And thousands of people have died since, needlessly. They knew what they were doing. They knew. Nothing else needs to be said. Nothing. And that's my comment. You can find more at aradio.wordpress.com, where you can find links to us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Gab, Spotify, and email. We're on Spotify under the podcast section. Type in Canadian Politics with a twist and you'll find us. We are continuing to reach out to you, so please pass these links on to your friends. Please click on the follow button on Spreaker.com. You can listen to all our morning moments at Spreaker.com/A-Radio, EHRADIO, A-Radio. And please click on the like button. Join us Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 11:45 Eastern, and tell your friends and pass the word. We only tell the truth, not what the mainstream media want you to know.